Oh, hi guys, how are you doing? So, by the end of this video, I think you guys are going to have a lot of really interesting questions, and I think I'm going to try to answer some of them because the latest patch in World of Warcraft is kind of quite exciting, especially for warriors or anyone who might dual-wield. So, today we currently went to version 2.5.4, and notable changes include Zul'Aman, which is now available, which is sort of like the equivalent of Zul'jin, I think, but it's a sort of catch-up raid, and there's a lot of nice items in here, in the same way that Zul'jin was, I think it's Zul'jin anyway. Zul'jin was sort of a catch-up raid for people who were doing Blackwing Lair and Molten Core and that sort of thing. So, that's kind of cool. Time challenge, Amani War Bear, which is really cool. Very nice mount. Zul'jin and his lieutenants are holding several hostages in Zul'Aman, so you've got to go save them basically. Let's look at very briefly some of the updates to the game. So Doom Lord Kazakh and Doom Walker now drop bind on equipped items. This is a pretty huge change, because this kind of means that if you kill these guys, you can actually get the loot, potentially sell it on the auction house for probably a lot of money, so that's quite interesting. Might also be good for guilds who want to, you know, get something for an alt or something, so that's really cool. Following bosses can now drop badges of justice. Doom Lord, all bosses in Crusade, Gruul's Lair, and Bagathian, I can't even say the name. So there's going to be a whole bunch more badges basically, so the cost is going to come down rapidly, I think. All bosses in Serpentine Tavern and Tempest Keep, and bosses in Zul'Aman. Badges of Justice, sorry, yes. That's really cool. So there's going to be a lot more badges of justice which you can acquire and trade in for other things. I think this change is very positive. So the wind chime in Shattrath now has a few more powerful items. Though, to be honest, I went to him and I couldn't see any. Greater drums and stuff for Chronohide and Outland, obtained from faction vendors. This is a really big one. Primal Nether and Primal Vortexes are no longer soulbound, so this is pretty huge. What it means is, again, if you have a main character and you get a load of Primal Nether or Primal Vortexes, you can actually trade them down to alts and things like that. So I think that's really useful. And to be honest, I really want to get a bunch of these because I'm thinking about doing something very interesting. You can also buy Nethers and Vortexes now from Greers in Shattrath. Okay, I think this is mostly it. Magathians, Black Sack of Gems, and Jewel Crafter's Brilliant Glass can now drop epic items. That's pretty much it. You no longer need attunement for Mount Hyjal and for Black Temple, which is good. Reputation requirement to purchase heroic dungeon keys has been reduced to honoured. Again, this means a lot less farming, so this really means that it's going to be so much easier to get all of your alts up and get into the heroic dungeons. Also, heroic dungeons have been adjusted to their final state, so that basically means all the heroic dungeons are going to be a bit easier now. Haven't actually done any myself. There's a few new user updates and stuff. Anyway, let's get on to some of the really exciting stuff in the game and what it means. So, one of the big changes, which especially affects any class for dual wields, is it's now possible to use almost any item as either a main hand or an offhand item. So what this actually means is, for example, the Mallet of the Tides was considered a really good tanking weapon it's got 14 expertise rating, but it was only a main hand weapon. But now you can actually use this as an offhand weapon. So if expertise is your thing, then you can use the Mallet of the Tides as an offhand weapon to get that sweet, sweet expertise, which I think is really cool, actually. Another awesome change is you can now also use your Dragonstrike weapon as an offhand weapon too. And if you look at the description, it does not say that this weapon is unique. So yeah, you can actually dual-wield Dragonstrike if you want to. And people have told me, I've got this from 2 different sources so far, but you can dual-wield Dragonstrike. And it does seem like you can dual-wield Dragonstrike. So you can potentially get 2 haste buffs at the same time. Now, Dragonstrike was generally considered BIS up until this point. I think in Phase 5 there are a few items which come out which actually are better than Dragonstrike. But nevertheless, if you guys want to actually dual-wield Dragonstrike, this is a possibility. Again, I don't know how strong Mallet of the Tides is, but if we equip this, it gives you 3 expertise, or 14 expertise rating, which reduces your chance to be dodged or parried by apparently 0.75%. So this isn't amazing, but this sort of gives you more possibilities about what you want to sort of do and what items you want to use. There's also a very nice weapon. I don't know if I kept it or whether I got rid of it. Have a little look. I think I might have got rid of a weapon. If I really wanted it, I could probably go get it. It actually is a mace, which is very similar to Dragonstrike, and it drops from Karazhan. And this was always a main hand weapon, which kind of hindered it. Oh yes, the item I was thinking of is Fool's Bane. I have actually superseded this with better weapons, but nevertheless, you could now use this offhand weapon, which I probably would have if this was available back in the Karazhan days. So yeah, going back to what I was saying earlier, I think Dragonstrike, if you actually had 2 of them, could be this till Phase 5, like I said. I would be really interested to see what the double haste rating would be like. Still, nevertheless, Mallet of the Tides, if you happen to have this item, it isn't really ideal as an offhand weapon anyway, because it's a bit too slow typically for a warrior. But nevertheless, you could even or you could use this potentially if you wanted to. Anyway guys, I think there's probably more that's sort of out there to discover, so I will speak to you soon and hope you enjoy the new phase.